There comes a time in life when you stop chasing noise and start listening to the quiet truths buried deep inside you. This isn't a book. This isn't a sermon. It's a call back to yourself, to the forgotten strength inside you, to the parts of you that this world tried to tame, break, or make small. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to wake up, to remember. The wisdom you need isn't locked away in some distant guru or hidden in a self-help seminar. It's already there, etched into your scars, whispered through your heartbreaks, burned into your failures, and pulsing quietly inside your victories. This is not a guide to become someone new. This is a guide to become who you already are, without apology, without permission, without fear. Each word you'll read here is an offering, a spark, an invitation to rebuild yourself from the inside out, stronger, freer, more real. Not everyone will understand your transformation, and that's okay. Because evolution isn't about convincing others. It's about no longer needing to. You were never lost, only waiting. Waiting for the moment you finally decided, I will no longer abandon myself. If you're ready, turn the page, and let's begin. There are truths you won't find in books. Lessons life keeps teaching over and over until you finally understand. Scars that speak louder than speeches. Silences that weigh more than 1,000 pieces of advice. Maybe you're walking through life with doubts, with wounds, with that quiet pressure to prove something to others, and sometimes even to yourself. What you're about to read isn't a manual. It's not a motivational speech. It's a mirror, a reminder, a thread connecting what you feel deep down to what you might have forgotten to honor. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's not about having all the right answers. It's about daring to ask the right questions. Who are you when no one's watching? What promises do you make to yourself, and do you keep them? How do you spend your time, your energy, your silence? Who do you give your love to, and at what cost? Each section that follows is a key, a raw, simple message, sometimes soft, sometimes sharp, but always honest. An exploration of what it means to grow, to endure, to love, to stay silent, to walk your own path, even when the world expects something else. This isn't content to consume. It's an experience to feel. So take a breath, read slowly, and let each word remind you. You don't need to become someone else, only more fully yourself. Inside every human being, there's a quiet flutter of invisible wings, but only a few dare to spread them. Without self-confidence, we're just a whisper in the storm, a feather caught in the winds of opinion, a hesitant figure lost in the mirror of the world. Confidence doesn't shout. It doesn't beg to be seen. It's that calm, steady voice inside that simply says, I can. But sometimes that voice gets buried, drowned out by judgment, comparison, and the endless pressure to fit into someone else's mold. You start speaking just to be heard, not to express. You act to please, not to live. Yet real strength makes no noise. Insecurity, it's loud. It scrambles, performs, justifies, explains, exhausts itself. It hides behind forced laughter, empty promises, and masks we forget to take off. But confidence, real confidence, stands tall, quiet, unshakable. It doesn't pretend, it just is. How do you build it? You don't buy it. You don't borrow it. You earn it. One fear faced, one promise kept, one truth spoken, even if your voice trembles. Every one of those is a brick in the foundation of self-respect. You say you want to change? Then start by keeping the promises you make to yourself. There's no betrayal more damaging than self-betrayal. Every time you say, I'll do it, and don't, you chip away at your own belief. But every small victory, every fear-defying action, every moment where your actions match your words, that's where you rise. Being a person of integrity doesn't mean being perfect. It means refusing to live out of alignment with your truth, choosing action over empty words, silence over hypocrisy, wholeness over comfort. Confidence isn't built from applause, likes, or titles. It's born in those quiet moments when you can look in the mirror and say, "Today, I was true." Picture yourself in a room full of noise, voices rising, judgments flying like sharp knives. Someone is provoking you, pushing, testing. Your ego tenses, ready to explode, but you say nothing. You smile. You walk away, not because you're weak, but because you're free. There's a quiet kind of power in silence. It's not surrender. It's not retreat. It's a choice. Because when you react, you give it value. You play by someone else's rules. And that's not your game. You don't need to prove anything. Some think silence is giving up. In reality, it's control. It takes strength to stay quiet when everything inside you wants to scream. It takes grace to smile in the face of provocation. That's not arrogance, that's elevation. You're not an army, you're not a debate. You're a whole human being with the right to walk away. Don't waste your words on those who deserve your silence. Some faces don't deserve your light. Some eyes don't deserve your energy. And above all, never confuse violence with love. Real love doesn't hit, doesn't belittle, doesn't manipulate. You're not here to save everyone, especially not at the cost of losing yourself. Learn to leave peacefully. Some distances heal. Some silences set you free. You don't need more approval. You don't need more noise. You don't need another mask. What you need is already inside. Courage that doesn't beg for recognition. Love that doesn't chain or break. Discipline that doesn't shout, but builds silently day after day. Faith, not in a distant miracle, but in the power of your next step. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are becoming. The journey isn't linear. Some days you'll walk with fire in your chest. Some days you'll crawl with tears in your eyes. Both are sacred. Both are real. The only failure is to quit on yourself. Remember, you don't need to move mountains. You just need to move forward. A fraction of an inch, a single breath, a whispered promise to yourself, "I will not give up." Because the life you dream of is not a fantasy. It's a memory waiting for you to come back to it.